Okay, I have a challenge for you. If you've been paying attention, there's been a lot of conversation around being more like a Coretta, being more like a Michelle Obama. If you know, you know. And our challenge for this month is figuring out what all of that means. I have some ideas. Over the next 30 days, it doesn't matter when you start, just count 30 days from the time that you're watching this video or whenever you decide to start. We're gonna go over some text that I want you to read and some articles that I've written and break down what exactly does it mean to be a Coretta or be a Michelle Obama if we're trying to exude leadership, power, and authority in our lives. Part one of this challenge is to humanize these women. When we're trying to be like people who we admire because they're more attractive, smarter, more successful than us, we tend to forget that they have just as many flaws as things that we admire about them. So I'm going to give you a list of things to read. Some of them include articles that I've written on Leading Like a Lady blog. And while you're reading, we're going to come up with a list of 5 things that you do admire about these women that you're learning about through these readings and that you want to see emulated in your life. And then I'm going to challenge you to find 5 things that you aren't a fan of, that you don't admire so much about these women, and that you want to make sure that is not part of the way you show up in your personal and professional life. You have to come up with things for both sides of the list, the things that you admire and the things that you're not so much a fan of. That's the challenge. Believe me, when you read my blog post and the articles and readings that I have listed for you, it's not going to be that much of a challenge. Because remember, they're human. The only thing that will probably block you is the bias that we sometimes have when we're holding people to high esteem because we think really highly of them. But for the sake of this exercise and for the sake of being honest and authentic about how we want to perfect ourselves or get as close to perfection as possible, I'm going to push you to make this list. This is part 2 of the challenge. Part 2 of the challenge is to take one of the things that you admire about the women, either one or the other or both, and you're going to figure out a plan of action for emulating this specific attribute in your day-to-day life over the next 30 days. So for example, let's say Michelle Obama says that she wakes up 5 a.m. in the morning to go for a 30-minute jog every day. If that's what you think is going to help you build discipline and be more focused and energetic like she is as a leader, then you can do that for the next 30 days minimum. Then you're going to take one of the things from the other list, the things that you didn't admire so much or weren't a fan of, and then you're going to do some journaling, some shadow work, and reflect on whether or not this attribute shows up in your life right now. You can write a journal entry to help you flesh out these ideas and think about if it is in your life, if it's showing up, how you're going to improve in this area. Leave a list of the things that you admired and the things that you didn't admire so much about each woman in the comment section below. I want to see something. I want to see if there's any similarities or differences or maybe some surprises of things that I didn't even think about for either or. Also, let's talk about this conversation around being like a Coretta Scott King. Do you think it's a fruitful conversation? Do you think it's a necessary conversation? Do you think it's helpful at all in improving ourselves as women emotionally, financially, professionally, etc.? I just want to see something. Let me know. Can't wait to hear about your results from the challenge, and I'll see you at the next one. Don't go yet. I have 2 videos for you to watch on this channel that are related to this challenge. They should be showing up on the screen right now. Don't forget to watch those before you move on.